Okay, let's hope this works. Monthly counting checklist in squares, well, kind of. In green there are expenses, in orange there are the goals. So I start with the yearly expenses. The expenses I have only once a year. They happen only once a year. Then, this is the first thing. Then I go and check the unusual next month's expenses. Now, these are things that don't happen yearly or every year, but are going to happen next month. Well, this is the second thing I check. The third thing I check are my goals, my next month's goals. So I have my list of yearly goals and I divide them by months, and I go and check what are my next month's goals and do they cost money. I'm not sure if this is well written, and if yes, how much. And I include that in the accounts I need to do to make the end goal, which is next month's budget. And it looks simple and easy, but I mean, who watched, I think it was Star Trek, they used to say space, man's last frontier. I've recently been thinking it's time, man's last frontier. I've been given so much back and forth in time with this accounting that I just keep that in mind. Why I'm saying this? Because we have to make a test. We make sure it doesn't fail. That we make a no-fail test. Well, it doesn't mean it doesn't fail, but it reduces the probability. So how are we going to do that? We're going to look at the next 6 months' expenses, and those are monthly and yearly and unexpected. Just like these. I haven't included the goals, but I should. But this is just to give me an overall, because if I can't reach my goals, which is ridiculous, but hear me out. If I can't reach my goals, but I manage to do so, living, like unfortunately surviving, I'm okay. I should include them, but I usually don't, so I'm just keeping it real. If you want, you can include them. So first, check the 6 months expenses. Then I'm going to check the next 6 months expected income. Most people expected income. Most people is their paycheck. How much does one get on a monthly basis? Multiply that by 6, and that will give me the amount. So the expenses minus the income will give us a result, and that result will either be 0, and that means okay, next month's budget is done, or above 0 again, okay, next month's budget is done, or below 0, and that's when we need to worry. Well, we don't need to worry. We're talking about the next 6 months. We have time to adjust, and that's why I do this on the monthly checklist. Every month I make sure I'll be okay for the next 6 months. It eases my mind. I don't know about you, but it eases my mind. So what we do, well, we pick up the amount that is below 0, so it is a negative amount. It doesn't the signal doesn't matter, it's just the amount. And we divide it by 6. Why? Because we know we have 6 months to handle this expense. That will give us a result. And I have it written, where have I written it? I made a cheat list. Well, honestly, I've actually made this several times and I couldn't really record it well, so I pre-made it because this takes time and it doesn't feel good. This way is easier. So I divide this by 6 and this will give me the amount. I know what to do, but what actually right is easier to read. The amount I need to either reduce expenses or and increase income. I go to these two because I don't know if I will be able to reduce the expenses in that amount, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to increase the income in that amount. So I try it both ways. If I overcompensate, even better, but at least I will try to reach the goal. So now that I know how much I need to reduce my expenses and increase my income, I have a new income increase goal. And that's always a good thing because one tends to accommodate. And I have something to keep me acting on my bills and not allowing myself to relax in order to let them fulfill the total amount of income. I will have to make sure I go back to the first monthly budget I made and adjust. What does that mean? That means adjust. That means find expenses I can reduce up to that amount. And the result will be a new budget, and that new budget will have with the new limits. For instance, it used to be 100. Now it is, let's make it real. In 6 months, 100, no, let's say 120. In 6 months, that's how much I need to reduce. So it has to be 20 euros cheaper. So now it is 80 euros. Okay, so that's how I get my new budget, my new monthly budget after the fail-proof test. I could keep it like it is, but I like to do this. As for the income, think of ways to increase that amount and pay attention to opportunities. I don't know if this is well written also, to increase it, like part-time job or something of the sort. I hope this was useful.